What's up, everyone? I'm Clash here 77. Welcome to Cinema Squad. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the most underrated film of 2008, and that's of course Hellboy 2: The Golden Army. I just don't understand. I mean, it got some attention when it first came out, but I think it deserved more. It's comprehensible since 2008 had some pretty awesome films, including The Dark Knight, and they're both like sequels to a comic book character-based film. But now that all the hype is gone, it's cool to talk about this film. I recently got the Blu-ray, and I must have seen it like over 5 times by now. And this movie was directed by Mr. Guillermo del Toro, which is right now my number one director. I really like this guy. He's up there with Christopher Nolan and Scorsese, all the great masters. And the coolest thing about this film is that every time you see that, every time you watch it, it's as if you're watching it for the first time. There's so much detail, so many cool stuff going on the screen that you just need to watch it again and again and again. And even then, you don't get it all. So, like, you know, like this scene, for example, that's on the thing there. It's like the troll market scene. There's so many cool stuff happening there that I really enjoy. One of the cool things about Del Toro films in general, not only this one, is that they deal with this fine line that divides reality and fantasy. Like Hellboy is a character that it's kind of like over the fence there. He wants to be human, he wants to be accepted by society, but at the same time, he works for, he gets involved in these fantastical situations and stuff. And one of the most interesting debates in this film is when he finds himself not being accepted by the humans. So you have this awesome fantasy background story about this elvish prince called Nuada. It's actually a couple of twins, Nuada and his sister, and they're like one of the last remnants of this race of creatures, like these elvish creatures that once ruled the earth, but now are like, they're sort of like castaways. They are forced to live underground, and the sets when it shows like where the king of the elves lives, it's just such a beautiful place. And it was actually an old factory building in England, I guess, or something like that. And Guillermo del Toro just transformed that, so it has that, you know, like really gritty factory quality to it, but at the same time it's this beautiful, fantastical place inhabited by these strange creatures, and it's just awesome. It just pays off really well in this film. So Hellboy is like, he has to defeat this guy because he feels that humanity has lived its course, and it doesn't, that we humans do not deserve to inhabit or to, you know, be the supreme creatures in this earth anymore. So he's trying to activate this Golden Army, which is a massive army of soldiers to conquer Earth and, you know, just make of this planet what it once was. And we as viewers, we kind of like in the fence as well, because we understand this villain is not one of those one-sided dudes. We actually understand, and we get to, like, you know, agree with him sometimes, because some of his points are pretty valid, but it's just the way that he's trying to achieve them that it's pretty harsh. And that's where the Bureau for the Paranormal Investigation comes in place, and they have to stop this guy. One of the new characters, this dude there, the new director, this is one of the best creations of the film. The guy was dubbed by Mr. Seth MacFarlane, you know, the Family Guy fame, and my respect just grew immensely. I was already a Family Guy fan. I really liked Seth MacFarlane, but after seeing what he did to that character there, my respect just, you know, went over the roof there. It's really funny, and it's just, the guy is like an ectoplasmatic creature, and he inhabits this armor there, and it's just hilarious. It's like it's the comic relief of the film, but it's not done in a way that it becomes like, you know, silly or anything. It's just a really interesting character, and there's like this backstory to the guy as well that we didn't get to see in this film. And I hope, you know, the film ends in this huge, I wouldn't say cliffhanger, but it gives like this, like, it ends in this, you know, it just opens the way for Hellboy 3. And Hellboy 3 is the film that I'm most expecting now from Del Toro, now that he's not linked to the Hobbit project anymore, which is sort of like a shame, because I think that if that actually came true, The Hobbit would be as good or even better than The Lord of the Rings, because I think him and Guillermo del Toro and Peter Jackson are sort of similar dudes. I mean, they come from different sides of the world, but they come from the same background. They both started directing horror films, and now they make those awesome fantasy films. Mr. Jackson had a little slip there with The Lovely Bones, but I think he's going to redeem himself pretty soon. So yeah, that, you know, the elemental scene. Okay, this is not a sort of like a spoiler, but anyways, you barely can see the screen anyways if you haven't seen this film. But anyways, this is Clash77. Thanks for watching, and subscribe. If you're a Del Toro fan, if you have any comments, any suggestions, just, you know, post a comment down below, and let's talk about movies. This is one of the main reasons why we're here. I want to, you know, reach out and talk to people about films and stuff. So once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.